Hello beautiful people. So in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing us how to go about the making of this beautiful flare dress with a bustier and a ruched gathered sleeve and yoke. So if this sounds like something you are interested in, please stay tuned while we continue. So I am very sure that it is going to be helpful to you and you will learn a lot. So moving forward, the measurements needed for the tutorial are shoulders, chest line, under bust point, bust round, shoulder to bust, shoulder to waist, and the rest we'll be finding out as we progress in the video. So I went down by about 0.5 inches for the shoulder line. Then I went down by 11 inches for the bust points. Under bust was 16 inches, and then the waist point was 20 inches. So next I'm going ahead to mark the armhole line. Yeah, so I have a detailed tutorial on how I did that on the channel, so I'm going to be leaving the link so that this tutorial is not too long. For the neck width, I came out by 3.5 inches. On the bust point and waist point, I'm going out by 4 inches, and I went ahead to draw a line. So on the under bust line now, I'm going to go out by 1 inches on both sides, then connect that same 1 inches to the waist point, as we can see. Then I'll get my curved rule and create a curve towards the towards the bust point. So after doing that, now from the shoulder line I'll come down by 8 inches, and that will serve as our chest line. So I'm now going to go ahead to mark it out. Now on that chest line, on the shoulder line, I'm going to mark the half measurement. So it is about 2.5 or so. So I'm going to connect it to the 4 inches nipple to nipple point we have on that chest line. So then after connecting that, I'll now connect the lines to join each other. Now on that chest line, I'm going to go out by 1¼ inches on the side bust area, then 1 inches on the center front. Then I'll just use my ruler to connect a curve, as we can see. So this is what we have. So I went ahead to connect a curve on both sides. Yes, so after doing this is what we have. So next, now I'm going to go ahead to place all the measurements on this pattern. Yes, so that's those that we took, I'm going to replace it, then add extra ½ inch allowance. But when I'm cutting on the fabric, I'm still going to add extra allowance. So I wrote it on the paper so that I don't forget. So I will add extra allowance, and then I'm just going to go ahead to cut this cut it out. Yes, so moving forward, I'm going ahead to cut out everything, and looking closely you will see where I cut. On that center front area, I went down about 1/4 inch, then I drew a straight line for the neck area and the yoke area. Then I went ahead to cut out everything. So labeling is, this is what we have the yoke, we have the center front, and we have the side front. So now moving forward to the back of this pattern paper, I have drawn a 1 inches line straight down, which is going to serve as the zipper allowance. Then I'm going ahead to do the same thing I did in the front. I marked the shoulder measurement, I drew the armhole curve, and I went down by 8 inches for the chest line, just like we did in the front. Then I marked the nipple to nipple measurement, and I'm going to draw the dart. So on the waistline now, I went out by 1 inches on both sides. So after going down by 1 inches on both sides, on the chest line, I went down by about 1/4 inch. I went out by 1/4 inch. Why I took 1/4 inch is to avoid any excess fabric that will appear at that back area. So that 1/4 inch is to just remove any excess that will be there. So that was why I took it out. But on this pattern paper, I'm going to cut this pattern paper as one piece. Yes, I'm going to cut the pattern as a one piece. Then on the fabric, I will take out my dart. So on the zipper area, I went out by 1/2 inch, and I connected it to the top of this pattern. So moving forward now, I went ahead to replace the darts, and I placed the measurement, and I'm going ahead to rule it out, not forgetting that on the pattern paper I will add extra allowances for joining. So I went ahead to draw our V neck shape on the neck area, and going ahead to cut it out. Now we are going to see what we have, and this is what we have. So now for the ruched effect, we have for the yoke and sleeve, I took the yoke and I slashed it by I just slashed it. I divided it into 4 and I labeled it 1, 2, 3, 4. After doing that, I separated it on a new fresh pattern paper, and then after separating it, I went ahead to cut it out. Yes, so for the number 1 part, which is the part facing the neckline, remember that it is a V neckline. So I arranged it in form of a V so that I will still have my V shape, and then I just used it as a guide, literally as a guide. You can actually cut this without the yoke, but I just used it to serve as a guide for my cutting, and then I went ahead to cut it out. So after cutting it out, this is what we have. So I'm going to be making use of the brown pattern paper to cut 4 pieces of fabric. That's 2 for the front, 1 for the front and 2 for the back. Yes, so next now I'm going ahead to cut these patterns. As we can see, yes, I'm going ahead to cut the back, I'm going ahead to cut the side front, center front, and then also the yoke, and we will see what we have. Yes, so moving forward, I also went ahead to cut the yoke. So the length I used was about 21 to 22 inches long. That was the length of the yoke. Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it out, and then so after cutting it out, this is what we have. So the front is on fold, so and then the back, I'm going to slash it open for the 2 sides, because the back has a separation but the front doesn't have a separation, so I did not separate the front. So we can see what we have for the yoke and the sleeve. So now for the flare part, I'm making this illustration with this paper to show us how to go about the cutting of this full gathered flare. So I'm using this paper now. This paper, that part is 7 inches long, so just has the pattern paper. So okay, let me not confuse us. Just imagine that I'm drawing this on the fabric. So the fabric, we have 45 inches long for the vertical side, then the horizontal side is 90 inches long. Do we understand? So I doubled it. 45 by 45 is 90 inches. So next I went ahead to fold the fabric. So just imagine I'm cutting it on fabric. So then as I folded it, now it's going to be what, 45 inches long. Then I now went ahead to take our waist measurement on the other part, on the curved part. Yes, so our waist measurement is 12 inches plus 1 inches extra, 13 inches, and I decided to cut it out because the fabric is not going to contain the camera. The camera will not contain it. I won't be able to show you everything, so that's why I'm using this paper as illustration. So just imagine that I'm cutting it on the fabric. So when you are cutting your fabric, cut 90 inches long. That is if you are cutting a very full flare, you understand, or depending on the measurements you are working with. So then I went ahead to cut that 13 inches long. So after I remove 13 inches, remove 13 from 45, we have about 32 inches. So what will be left is I'll go ahead to cut out 32 inches. So this pattern paper is about 14 inches long, then 7 inches long on fold. But this is what I am doing now. I'm just giving that illustration so that I can be able to understand it, how I got this flame. So this that I'm cutting, I'm not cutting it for the whole flare. This is just for the front because I'm going to be gathering it. So after I cut this is now going to be for the front. I will now go ahead and cut it again. So the front is not going to have any slash. I'm going to the front is going to be like this, as we can see in the picture, and it will be gathered like this. But the back, I'm going to cut it like this, but I'm going to slash the back into two, for the left side and for the right side. Do we understand? So I used about over 5 inches to cut out the flare. So this is what the flare looks like. After I cut it, this is how it looks. So we can see, this is how the flare looks. It's even on fold, and this is just for the front. I also went ahead to attach the pocket, so we can see, and I also went ahead to attach the lining. So I gathered it on the dress. So for the back, we have two parts. So I'm going to be showing us what the back looks like. This is what the back looks like. And then this is the pocket, because there is a pocket. Then, so this is what we have. So moving forward now, this is for the front and for the back. So for the upper part of the dress, to continue, I have already gone ahead to pad it. I have a well-detailed tutorial on how I padded this bustier, which I'll be leaving in the description box and the comment section, so you can go ahead to check it out. So after padding it, this is what we have, as you can see. So after padding this, I'm going to go ahead and rush the front. I've already interfaced it with the same fabric. I interfaced the front. Yes, then I'll go ahead and gather it. After gathering it, I'll place it on the upper part of this material, and then I'll close it up with the lining. Can you see how the bust is looking? Please check out that video on how I padded the bustier so that you can get it. Yes, then I also went ahead to line it. Can we see? So I did the same thing for the back too. I lined it and I ruched the sleeve, I ruched the yoke. Can we see how beautiful it is looking? So our dress is already coming out. So now for the flared gathers, so I have already gone ahead to gather it. So I'll now be joining it with the upper part of the dress. So the length of the waist, I'm going to go ahead to take the measurement, is about 20 inches. Then I'll make sure that whatever I gathered is that same 20 inches. Do we understand? Then I'll now sew it down on the dress. Yes. So after sewing it up, this is what it looks like. So I went ahead to sew it to the dress, and this is what we have. Yes, and the pockets are beside. So moving forward, I'm going to do the same thing for the back. So I'm going to gather the back, but before gathering the back, I will show us in a bit how it looks before gathering. So I ran a gather stitch. It was about 18 inches. Guys, I apologize for the noise at the background. So I went ahead to gather it. Then after gathering it, I went ahead to sew it depending on the waist length of the back. So after sewing both, this is what we have for the back and the front. So next, now I already went ahead to attach the zip for the back area. Then after attaching the zip, I'm going to go ahead and lock the yokes together. The two shoulder, I will join it together, and when I join it together, I will pleat it. Now this time I'm not gathering it, I will pleat it on the upper area. So we are going to see how I'll close it up. Then I'll pleat it so that the length so that the length on the lower part of the yoke is similar to the length on the upper part. So I'll close it up, pleat it, and after pleating it, we are going to have something like this. So moving forward now, I will go ahead and join the upper part of the dress and the lower part of the dress and sew down, inclusive of the pocket. We understand? So inclusive of the pocket, I'll sew down. So I'll start stitching it from this from the sleeve area here, and I'll work my way to the arm, like it's the sleeve / armhole area. Then I'll work my way down, following the measurements. Then I'll sew it with the pocket and every other thing. Then after doing that, this is what we have. It's as simple as this, guys. So any other area that needs weaving, like the shoulder area, the pocket area, you can go ahead and weave it, and I'll show us what it looks like on the mannequin. So after doing this, go ahead, iron your dress, and this is what we have. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and I'll be seeing you in the next tutorial. Stay blessed and bye. Thank you.